Please sit down.
Thank you.
Rahma. Rahma, where are you coming from?
I'm from Calicut.
You're from Calicut. What do you do?
I teach at Farooq College, Assistant Professor of English at
Assistant
Farooq College
Professor
in
of
Calicut.
English. Okay. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is HAMNA MARIYAM. I'm a native of Calicut in Kerala. My family comprises my parents and two younger siblings, younger brothers. I've done my schooling in Calicut itself and later moved to Delhi to do my higher studies. I've done my graduation in English Honours from Ramjas College in Delhi University. I also did my master's from the same university. Meanwhile, I qualified NET and JRF, so I came back home and then I got a job at Farooq College as assistant professor of English. I've been working there for 2 years now. I'm also doing part-time PhD. I'm a research scholar in Farooq College itself. I want to get into the service so I can become a part of the larger network of the bureaucratic setup so that I can make my something visible for the people and the country at large. That's all.
You seem to be coming from a family of professors. Your father is a professor.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Your mother is,
He's a doctor in medical
doctor, but
college.
additional professor. Your mother is a professor. You also seem to be stepping into the same shoes.
Yeah, but not.
Don't you think that by your family and by lineage, you are linked more to a professorial profession?
My parents are actually doctors who teach in medical college.
Medical college, okay.
Yeah. I don't think, because I rebelled from the medical field and while pursuing studies in humanities, so my family considers it like a rebellion. Moreover, professorship is a great occupation in fact. However, I would like to make a larger mark in the society. So while you engage with students, it is just ideas that can be percolated, but while being a civil service officer, I can convert my ideas into actions.
Rahma. And Rahma, have you heard? Sorry. Okay, your good name?
Hamna.
Hamna, I'm sorry. Hamna. Okay, what is the meaning of Hamna?
Hamna is lovely heart in Persian.
It's a lovely heart.
Yes.
Do you belong to a Persian lineage by any chance?
Yes, sir. It's not actually. I mean, we do not know the right lineage, but my grandmother's mother
is believed to have come from Persia.
No, she was married to an Arab. So
okay.
Yeah, it's said that we belonged to a Hindu family, and then there was some disease. I mean, it's just a folklore kind of thing. And they had some disease, and then an Arab trader came and he cured them, and then everybody converted into Islam. That's what I've heard.
Okay. What is? Have you heard about religious tolerance?
Yes, sir.
What is the tolerance index of your state in Kerala?
Tolerance indices?
What is the religious tolerance level or index of your state?
I think Kerala is much more tolerant than any other state because of the historical aspect in Kerala itself. Unlike the northern states, Kerala was not very much affected by partition. And so,
Hamna, there was a recent edict by the Supreme Court saying that women belonging to a community should be allowed to offer their prayers. Do you know which religious shrine is it?
Yes, sir. Shabarimala.
Shabarimala?
And Haji Ali Dargah.
Haji Ali Dargah, where is it located?
In Mumbai.
What is the case of that?
My take on that?
No, what is the case?
That is in the inner shrine, in the sanctorum, women were not allowed to enter.
In Kerala, the state from where you hail from, we know that in most of your religious places, women are not allowed to offer their prayers. How do you view it?
I think everybody should be given entrance to every place.
That's not the case in North India, where women are allowed in many dargahs, in many mosques.
Yeah, in dargahs, in the Shia sect, it is much more egalitarian. But when
do
it comes
to Shia?
No, I do not. Okay. But in the Sunni sect, in most of the mosques, which are like Orthodox Sunni mosques, women are not allowed entry, which is a violation of Article 14 according to me.
So,
right
do
wing. I'm
you
15.
favor religious freedom, Namaz?
Absolutely, sir. But I also
There was some
favor
news
entry.
report on triple talak yesterday or day before. What is the news?
Triple talak. I mean, day before news.
2 or 3 days back in the newspaper, it was there.
Yeah, by email. A person gave triple talak to his wife.
Oh, that is some one particular incident.
Yes,
okay.
sir. 3 days ago.
Is it tenable?
According to me, sir, triple talaq, as it is practiced in India, should be also taken away because that is against women. Like women are being the sole sufferers of triple talaq practiced in this way.
Yes, Hamna, you have any idea about this female sex ratio of the country?
Yes, sir. I don't know the correct number, but
what is it?
It is 950 in 2000, like 950, around 950.
I'm asking what is it, please? I don't want the exact number. Just tell me what it is.
Yeah, it is. The number is far less. I mean, very less compared to.
He is asking what they said.
Just define female sex ratio.
What is female sex ratio? The number of women to 1,000 men, or number of. I mean, that's how it's usually
more
taken.
Or is it less?
It is less compared to men.
And USA?
It is more.
Okay. So what is the difference? Why nationally it's less and why in your state it's more?
Yeah, there are many reasons. The one thing is social parameters, where here education is much more, like education has infiltrated even the lowest sections. Second thing would be cultural and religious. Almost 49% of Kerala population comprises minorities, and we are a very religious population, and the minorities, they have in their books, religious books itself, where killing or abortion or such things are a crime. That thing, and moreover the education and social indices have helped Kerala to have a larger number in sex ratio. However, the saddest part is in the child sex ratio, we are seeing a negative effect.
Decline.
Yeah, a decline.
Why is it so? That's a recent phenomenon. Why is it so?
Maybe it is because now, since Kerala is considered to be very prosperous individually, however, the state is not prosperous, the people are prosperous. So I think it is because of, it is a negative side of development or growth, where now people are favoring boy child instead of girls, because now since they are more developed, they do not want money to be gone in that way. I mean, in the way of dowry. And
dowry is already prohibited.
It is prohibited, but even though it is prohibited, it is something that is going on everywhere. Like, and in Kerala, I think it is not, like, though in legality it is prohibited, it is something that is very prevalent, and hence.
Is dowry only there in Kerala or in other states?
In other states as well. Yes, sir.
But even after the presence of dowry, Kerala has a better male number, right?
Better female number.
Female number.
Yes, sir. Yes, that was because of that historical aspect. But now, since Kerala is the high ground of development.
So you are telling basically your state is a good place for females to live? I
don't think so, sir. I would like to elaborate on that. It is a good place as far as health is concerned and education is concerned.
So however, that means just to get born, Kerala is a good state, but after that you fly from here.
No, not exactly. But as far as health, because not many children die, not many girl children die. However, the work ratio, the female work ratio is very less in Kerala, and also it is one of the states where there are so many atrocities on women. So once when you grow up, I don't think it is really an amenable place.
So what made you come back from Delhi to work in Kerala?
My family, sir. I wanted to come back.
So you didn't want to go back to Kerala and work?
Delhi.
From Delhi you went back to Kerala and worked?
Yeah.
Then which institution?
Farooq Institute.
College.
It's in Calicut or in Farooq?
In Calicut. Farouk is in Calicut. So it is the border between Malappuram and Calicut.
Traveling, reading, debating, writing, very different type of hobby. Where do you where do you used to travel basically? You have any specific
no, I haven't traveled.
Or like
Okay. I like forests.
Ecuador?
Yeah, Ecuador.
Where have you traveled?
Recently, I haven't traveled very widely, but I always make it a point to travel to at least a small place.
So is it a trekking?
A kind of trekking, also traveling, sir. I've been to, if distance is a priority
Just
in
tell me
traveling.
2-3 places where you have walked.
Okay, recently I went to Wayanad, which is next to
Wayanad
Calicut
is no
itself.
more a forest nowadays. No? People have
No, sir, there are innermost areas where...
Innermost resort you can see.
No, I didn't go.
There is no natural forest there. It's all made for so-called cut-made forest.
That's true, but I didn't go. I went to this place called Tollairam Kandi. Okay? Tollairam Kandi. That Kandi, the movie itself. So those places are pristine and untouched. So such places.
You travel alone or you travel in a group?
In a group, sir.
With family or like?
With family as well as friends.
So what is the benefit of trekking basically? Like you carry a hell lot of things on your back. You enjoy the climate. You enjoy it. What is the basic benefit as a human being that you get when you complete a good trekking?
Okay, when you live in like in a village or a city where everyone is living in a social setup, we unfortunately lose that connection with nature, and sometimes we become really artificial. It's really cultural, maybe for want of a better word. But once when you go to the forests or some places with pristine natural environment, there is this some connection that I feel. It might be very philosophically high sounding, but this is exactly what I feel.
Forest or for that matter eco-tourism or ecology was your main concern. But your order of preference shows that you want Kerala, where the forest cover is very, very bad. You have a lot of other states where they're pretty good forest.
Ecology.
So you can trek.
So that's not my main concern, trekking. I mean, that is something that I do for...
So that is one good thing which gives you satisfaction. No?
Yes, sir.
Basically, we strive to get satisfaction in your life, right?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Not just to make money or get fame.
Yeah, I chose Kerala because I know the problems in Kerala, because I've been living in Kerala. So I think I can handle it more, and also the language.
But first preference is entirely different.
IFS. That has been my dream since school, sir. And I think IFS, since the world is going really global, whatever happens in one place, it has a butterfly effect on the rest. So that's why I chose
foreign service.
So just one question from foreign area, foreign relations. We have heard of this look east policy, look east.
Yes, sir.
But now the government of India has changed a little between that policy. And we have done like Act East policy.
Yes, sir.
Why are we so concerned about East? We have lot of things in the West.
Okay.
There we are quite subsidiary to many of them. Yeah. And at the same time, the pressure or the so-called frustration you get from the West, are we showing it to the East? That's why we started this Act East policy.
Okay. The West has been already developed, like most of the countries in the West.
No, you take Act East policy to develop the East?
No, sir.
No, are we so developed that we can now develop everyone around?
No, I'm not saying that, sir. So the West has been already developed. It is far ahead of us, and even the Asian tigers. However, now we are pursuing Act East policy more vehemently, because the West, when it comes to any global consensus, any in international forums, the West has been most of the time not being with us. Moreover, we are trying to widen our market.
So, is there a look West policy also?
Think West policy.
Think. So,
think
you just
West.
think only, you don't act or look even.
No, we've been acting West.
Afraid of the West?
No, sir. We've been acting West since ever. So, think West and act East policy.
Is that a good state of the IR, or like are we in a very poor state of international relations?
Currently, I think our international relations diplomacy has reached a much higher grade, though not with our neighbors. We are pursuing very good, I mean, barring certain neighbors, we're pursuing very good.
You were talking about triple talak and personal law issues. Recently, Supreme Court has asked the center to frame some guidelines on triple talak issues. Are you aware of it?
Supreme, yes, sir.
You are aware of it. How do you view it?
I think triple talaq, an immediate answer should not be given. All people should be taken into consensus.
Some of the religious schools, especially those coming from the Deoband,
Okay, sir.
they have severely opposed.
So what we have to do is we have to there should be negotiations and talks with everyone.
So you favor that triple talaq should not be allowed?
Yeah, totally, sir.
Because it is anti-women.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Basically, you feel so?
Yeah, I do feel so, sir. And I've vouched my opinion vehemently in many places.
So that would have earned you more enemies than friends?
Yeah, not enemies exactly, but yeah, we always enter in this verbal duel related to that.
Hamna, who was the Nobel laureate for literature last year? Since you are teaching,
Bob Dylan.
Huh?
Bob Dylan.
For which work?
For all his songs.
All his
Which
songs.
is your favorite song of his?
Let me just recall. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Okay, have you heard about game theory?
I've heard about that in Butterfly Effect, but I haven't seen that movie. It's, I think, in economics. I mean, there was a session in our college also about game theory, but I couldn't attend it.
Not just in economics, it is used everywhere, particularly in international relations.
Okay, sir.
And there is a concept called Nash equilibrium. What is that?
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay, basically, it is like there are two countries, India and Pakistan. So we are nuclear weapon states.
Okay.
So one situation is like this: both countries do not have nuclear power. In that situation, nobody knows what the other country is doing.
Yes.
Okay, so they are actually in a confused state of mind. And another situation is one country has it, one country does not have. And the third situation is the other country has it, but the first country does not have. And the fourth situation is that both are nuclear weapon states. Both have nuclear weapons. So in that situation, each country knows that the enemy has nuclear weapon. That is a potential threat. So we will not use that. So there is an equilibrium.
Yes, sir.
They will not use that.
Okay.
That is called Nash equilibrium.
Nash.
In all other situations, there is a tendency to be aggressive from any one of these countries.
So either all countries should have it or none.
Yeah, that is what is that way you can rephrase it like that. So that is Nash equilibrium. And okay, we will go to some other topic. You are actually from an academic background. Okay, you are a teacher basically. So don't you think that you would be more fitting in an academic world rather than in civil services, which is completely new to you?
Okay, so I always like risk taking, and I like things. I mean, I like challenging things that come to me.
So I'm interrupting you. So there is no risk in academic world, and there is no challenge at all.
No,
Is
nothing
that the
like
way of
that.
saying that?
No, when you look at the students we have, and it's a large, like I always have this feeling of guilt because there are like 80 to 90 students in common classes, and then in common classes where we teach English, and then I don't even know if they understand it because we have such a short span of time to teach them. So that is a guilt that I've always had in my 2 years of teaching. And that is a challenge as well.
You say you
because
were a bad teacher.
no, sir, but that is, I don't think I'm a bad teacher.
Then how do you like it?
No, I don't think I'm a bad teacher.
Okay.
But this is something that I always try to keep interpersonal relationship with my students. But when the classes are really huge, that becomes almost impossible.
Okay, so what is the ideal ratio? Teachers to
I think 30, sir.
30.
Yeah.
In colleges
Yes, sir. I think
and in
that-
primary level?
So what was the situation in Delhi when you were in Jalda school?
Yes, sir. The academics, we had in graduation, we just had 30 students in a class.
Okay.
And I think academically, things are more qualitative. Things were more qualitative
Delhi.
in Delhi. Though we had classes only till the afternoon, it was very productive. But here, I think that class is till 4 o'clock. So it's almost like the school, like a school, where we have to sit in all the, not we, but my students have to sit in all the classes.
I'll deviate a bit from that.
Yes, sir.
How do you think Brexit has affected India?
Brexit has affected India in two ways actually. It's both good for India and it also has certain issues. It's good for India because it can have a great relation. India can have a great relationship with UK.
Go ahead, go ahead. You're quite good, I'm just leaving. You're quite good, you're quite promising, and the way you answer is also very impressive. You keep it up. Thank you.
Yeah, so in the promising aspect is between India and UK, because India could not engage in bilateral trade. I mean, not bilateral trade, bilateral agreement with UK because UK was part of European Union. However, with UK being out of European Union in 2 years after Article 50 being invigorated, we can have a very great trade relationship with
What
UK.
were the major conflicting factors in the India-US that agreement becoming fruitful?
India.
Apart from the European Union membership, there were some other.
Our phytosanitary,
What were those?
EU has very huge credentials. I mean, all these agricultural exports we do to EU, the quality standard is really high in the phytosanitary, the phytosanitary measurements, and that is a huge problem between India and EU because so many products were rejected by EU, saying that those are not of good quality.
That is the issue.
That is one of the issues, sir.
So you finished with answering that question. I will come back to the previous question, Brexit. You told us about the positive things.
Yeah.
What are the negatives?
The negatives would be there are so many people working in UK, and now immigration to UK would be a problem. And secondly, and most importantly, so many companies from India had invested in UK, thinking that it would when UK was part of the European Union, where their headquarters could be in UK and they can work throughout the union, which would be not possible now.
Okay, but initially you said that the positive thing about this is that India would be in a position to enter into an agreement with UK.
Yes, sir.
But who benefits? UK or India? What is there to benefit for us?
So our
UK is a
trade-
small economy.
It's a vibrant economy, sir,
So?
and we can have it will help in lowering our current account deficit. Like,
Seriously?
yes, sir.
Are you
if
sure?
if we export our products to UK, which was not very easy when UK was part of the European Union, I think we will
But the
definitely
major
benefit.
contentious issues are not the export of things, but the export of people.
People, yes,
Indians were having visa issues there. There were only highly skilled people that allowed
yeah.
visa issues. So this was one of the major contentious issues in that agreement.
Yeah, exporting things we can do it to several other places like USA, Germany, etc.
So immigration was actually a major
That is the major
Point.
contentious thing
contention.
in that.
Now, coming to worldwide elections and all, I think we are moving towards a more conservative ideas with Trump coming into power, with Brexit in France, everything this conservative wind is blowing. How do you see it? How it will affect India relations?
Yeah, at some point, like some time before, we were all talking about multilateralism. This was the age of multilateralism, but suddenly there is a shift where nationalism again, after the 18th century in France, I think it's again coming back in full vigor.
So do you think
these
it's
days.
good or bad?
I think in the setup we are in, I think nationalism.
But what
is
is the
a
connection
bad
between multilateralism and nationalism?
multi?
Lateralism and nationalism. What is the connection between these two?
Like when nationalism goes, I mean, even in Trump's era, the first thing that he did was he revoked TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was started by Obama.
That is part of the conservative ideology, right?
Yeah, and where America first, like produce for Americans,
Which they
make
thought
America
would be
strong.
beneficial for their country.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it's a bad idea that doing things that is beneficial for their country?
No, it's not bad, sir, but there is this policy called beggar thy neighbor policy, where when we are prospering, we should not do it at the expense of our neighbors or other countries. When everyone prosper together, it's finally good for the world at large.
But who is doing that? Everyone prospers together. Who is banging
no, but there are certain policies like what China did by devaluation of renminbi or devaluation of yuan. It had huge setback on many other countries when
Exactly.
China devalued for its own.
They follow this
country.
policy.
Yes, sir. And even
US now follows this policy.
even USA
Everyone
by
is
doing
doing that.
quantitative easing. But
In international relations, every country is doing the same. When it comes to climate change agreement, also, they are doing the same thing. That they will not they will not be doing the things which is costing them,
okay,
but benefiting for the whole world.
yeah.
Okay, the US is not ready to do that. Japan is not ready. Australia is not ready. That is the reason these people kept themselves out of Kyoto Protocol. Okay, so this has been happening for a very long time. So how do you see that these things changing now?
No,
It is not going to
these
change.
are not getting better anyway.
Things are now.
Yeah, that's, I agree to you, sir.
Yeah.
What is Syrian crisis right now?
Syrian crisis, at present, what has happened is the Assad regime it is alleged that Assad regime has used chemical weapons in one of the rebel areas, and then US and its satellite countries have bombed Syria, and Russia aligns with Assad regime, and Russia says it's actually infiltration of the sovereignty of the
We
nation.
have had Nangarhar province in Afghanistan. What is the relevance of that province in Kerala context? Do you have any idea in recent news?
Yes, the person from Kasargod who was alleged to have joined the ISIS, he was found dead.
One person or several persons?
Many people had gone, I think 10 to 12 people, but one of them is already dead, and the second.
Now, what is the
person,
solution to this issue?
the radicalization.
Yes, it's radicalization.
I think it should start from school, where even the government has brought forward this de-radicalization strategy, where the problem with our education itself is we are not giving importance to civics and understanding of the society. We are just going into quantitative levels. So children should be made more aware. They should be made to think critically and
Do you
understand
think
the
that
issues.
religion has something to do with terrorism?
That's people use the name of religion to engage in terrorist activities, which happened even in India, starting with the Bhindranwala thing in Punjab, and also the Kashmir issue. So I think people use religion per se does not have any role. However, people appropriate religion for their own
Can you
sakes.
differentiate between religious fundamentalism and jihadist Salafism?
So I can take a guess.
Sure.
Jihadist Salafism, by the name of the term, like by the term jihad, I think one has to sacrifice oneself for the religious sake. However, religious fundamentalism may not involve such kind of violence, where you're being more and more conservative and alienated from other communities.
Okay, you are against triple talak, right?
Yes, sir.
What is your stand on uniform civil code?
I totally agree with Uniform Civil Code as said in the Constitution in the Directive Principles, and it is because all the uniforms we do not. It is about Uniform Civil Code, and civil deals with marriage, inheritance, and divorce, and also maintenance. And in all these four aspects, women are at the receiving end, be it any religion. So I think we should frame a uniform civil code by taking into consensus all the parties involved. It should not be unilateral.
So, on what principles it should be based?
I think principles of liberalism, where the principle of equality, like Article 14 and 15, more than Article 25.
Okay. So, how do you view our Prime Minister's foreign policy? Means, in the sense, now we have our Mr. Javed's issue in Pakistan, and now China has a bilateral military exercise with Nepal for the first time.
Yes.
Do you think that it has failed in spite of his numerous foreign trips?
Yeah, his foreign trips in the first 2 years have helped to have a strong relationship between countries that are not our neighbors mainly, but our neighborhood.
He has neglected our neighbors.
He has not neglected our neighbors, which was seen in his swearing-in ceremony itself, where he invited the heads of every neighboring country. However, due to many issues like the Uri attack in Kashmir and also the blockade in Nepal that followed after the Madhesi issue, all those have contributed in a very bad manner.
So in other words,
but in
you
Bangladesh,
seem to say that neighborhood policy is a failure.
No, like when you look at the policy that is beyond our neighborhood, which is picking up really fast, I think neighborhood policy, there has been a setback, but with Bangladesh, the relationship is growing very warm and friendly. Like the Prime Minister of Bangladesh just visited our country, and I think it's at the highest level possible. I mean, not highest level, but in like historically, when you look at it, I think it is one of and very rosy these days.
Since you are opted IFS as first option, what is your actual view? What is success in diplomacy? Who should be benefited? Is it mutual beneficial or one country or what is it?
I have an idealistic stance in it, but I truly stand by it. India should be benefited, but that doesn't mean the world should not be benefited. So I think we should thrive, because nothing is country specific these days, because climate change is happening at an alarming rate and there are people dying everywhere, and India being the conscience keeper of the world, it always was the conscience keeper of the world. I think we should develop, we should not just grow, we should develop, taking into consideration every other country as well.
So what is the core of Indian foreign policy?
It's Panchasheel agreement.
She was just between India and China.
China,
and
but
China.
the essence of Panchasheel agreement, mutual
So
non-interference.
was that extended to all other countries in the world?
But non-alignment policy.
Non-alignment, right.
Panchasheel and non-alignment policy.
And you have heard about ring fence policy?
The string of pearls, like China has been pursuing the policy called string of pearls, where it is having a high diplomatic relationship with every neighboring country of India, and it is building ports and other infrastructure there. So India is also countering this policy by having a relationship with our neighbors' neighbors.
Moving a bit away from foreign policy, you're hailing from Calicut district in Kerala, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Can you just tell me a brief about your district?
Like about.
What is the
anything.
significance of
your district?
Calicut in
Uh,
Kerala history?
Okay,
as a North
historically.
Indian, I'm asking you. Tell
Okay.
me something about your
Historically,
district.
geographical
What it is.
Okay, whenever I've been, let me say it in a personal way. Whenever I talked to my friends about Calicut, all of them know Calicut. They don't know the exact location, but they say Vasco da Gama landed in Calicut in 1498, and so that is one landmark event that has happened in Calicut.
Yeah, that is a very important event in the history of our country.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Then?
So, and moreover, Calicut has not been ruled by, like, unlike Trivandrum and Kochi, it did not have, kings as rulers. It was under, but it was, finally it became under, it came under British rulers. Tipu Sultan.
Having their own even naval fleet.
Yeah, that's true, sir.
Kunyali Marakar was from Calicut, right?
Marakar, yes, sir. No, my point was it was never part of the princely states. It was part of British India. But before that, we had Zamorans and the religious harmony, as asked earlier. The religious harmony starts from there, where Kunyali Marakar was the commander of the fleet of Zamorans. And Tipu Sultan invaded, came to Palakkad, Kolattiri, I guess, and then
Such like historical and cultural significance that Kozhikode is holding. No, some of my Keralite friends have told me that Thrissur is considered to be the cultural capital of Kerala.
Yeah.
Do you think that Kozhikode stands a chance for getting that tag?
Yeah, why not Calicut?
I do, sir, because in the recent school youth festivals, like for the past 10 years, I think it's Kozhikode which is bagging the trophy for 10 years, and which is highly commendable.
School festivals, youth festivals.
But it is the largest festival in Asia.
Put that tag because of your district winning
I
the
just
school
said,
youth festival.
but it's the largest festival in Asia. So
It should have some historical context or some culturally some historical. That's why I asked.
okay, like in the literary field, there are so many legendary writers who hail from Kozhikode and who also have adopted Calicut as their hometown, like Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, and people who hail from S.K. Pottekad, who hail from Kozhikode.
You did not tell us all these figures, all these historical names, etc. when we were asking you the question. Initially, you were saying that you talked to your friends, then they said that Vasco da Gama came here, there, like that.
I was just saying Calicut, the name Calicut is so famous among
What are the
Maybe you should-
indigenous food available in Calicut region?
in halwa is very famous, Kozhikode halwa, and also biryani, and many other sweet dishes, and so
You have heard about that mollusk type this. You have called
yeah,
as
mussel.
mussel.
Kallam.
Why only in Malabar coast it is it's not that much prominent in southern side, right?
Okay,
Coastal
sir.
side. Why it is like that?
Maybe I'm guessing it's I think maybe because there are so many rocks. Like usually the theory of like the Malabar coast is a coast of submergence, and I think in the north, in the Malabar coast, there are so many rocks on which mussels are seen. So I think, sir, I'm just taking a guess.
Okay, what is the origin of Western Ghats?
The origin, Ratnagiri.
No. The theory of
Okay, it has it's a Paleozoic origin of Western Ghats. Where
is it a fold mountain?
no, it is not.
It is not.
No.
Then what is that?
It's a block mountain.
It's a block mountain.
Yes, sir.
So how does it appear there in the first place?
It is because of. I've forgotten. I don't remember.
You only told us that that is a coast of what?
Submergence.
Submergence.
Yes.
And exactly that is the reason for the
Okay, sir.
when one part of that submerges,
Okay.
this part
Okay,
stands as a
emerges.
block.
Okay, sir.
That is the reason.
Which is your favorite play of Shakespeare?
Othello, sir.
Why? I think it's a tragedy.
It is. I like Shakespearean tragedies better.
Which are the four major tragedies of Shakespeare?
Othello, Hamlet, King Lear, and Macbeth.
Okay. So recently one of this tragedy was made a movie in Malayalam. Do you remember?
Based on Macbeth.
Based on Macbeth.
No, sir. I
Okay, just forget it. It is Veeram.
don't. Veeram.
Okay,
I was
next.
thinking of Omkar. No.
Okay, so tell us something about sustainable development.
Sustainable development is development by taking into consideration the environmental aspect as well, not only for our generation but also for the posterity.
Okay, how does this term originated? How does it come to
In the Stockholm
forefront?
Declaration, I think in the Stockholm Declaration, the and also it is the now we have sustainable development goals.
There was a commission report
Yeah. Okay.
in which it was mentioned.
Yes, Land Commission.
Brundtland Commission. And based on that, we had some summits.
Okay, sir.
Earth summits.
Yeah.
2 summits maybe, 1992 and 2012.
2000.
So what is the whole outcome of these things? This environmental, global environmental movement. What is the ultimate result?
Like now, finally, we have the Paris.
Is that a workable agreement?
I don't think below 2 degree, like less than 2 degree of the pre-industrial level is workable, since many countries are still apprehensive, like the major contributor, United
He said
States.
that this target may also not be achieved.
Yes,
We
sir.
might miss that also. So for the sake of making an agreement, it was made. So some allegations are like this.
Yes, sir.
So what is your take on that?
But I think I agree that I don't think the level of 2 degree can be achieved. However, since countries are submitting their own intended nationally determined contributions, which will be submitted.
But that is not verifiable. That is not legally enforceable.
Yeah, it's not. But once when you submit it, I think the countries will work towards it.
Our tendency is to fix a target, then miss it, then rework on that. This will continue for a very long time.
The target,
how is it going to help us in the long run?
I think something is better than nothing, sir. So I think, this is a very ambitious target. The target is 1.5 degrees Celsius if possible. But even 2 degrees Celsius, it is questionable if it could be possible. However, if all the countries, there has been an agreement between the 2 largest polluters, China and USA, to reduce substantial amount of emissions. And when I think this would contribute in a positive way.
So it is said that India has diluted its stand on common but differentiated responsibilities.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So is that a good thing when we see that we are a poor country or developing country, and we have a huge population and we have development needs are more. So how is it going to? Is that a failure of our diplomacy?
We have not completely diluted common but differentiated responsibility, because even in Paris meet, the developed nations have to substantially reduce or have to reduce more of emissions.
But we have examples in front of us, like US and those countries quitting Kyoto Protocol.
Yes.
So how are you going to say that, see that this will be done?
Yeah, it is. It is very frightening that if US exits
these countries, if they do not come forward, then how is it going to work? The global community
that is
to help
true,
us.
Sir.
Not.
Yeah, it is not. Things cannot be done in the favor of the world if major powers are exiting it or not adhering to the convention.
Okay, Hamna. I think it was good you presented it well. Your interview itself went well. Your body language was good. Your replies, you had enough knowledge also. I think you are really a prospective candidate. If you can do well in your mains examination, you can get through. And then sometimes some small things you can avoid, like one time you mentioned that Kerala is not a good place to live. Because, for women, but it is the same with other states also.
Yeah.
Because that questions will come. Yes. As far as women are concerned, sir, law and order is very much favorable in Kerala.
It's also called the rape state.
So that is there, but you can't
Complete.
Oh,
compare.
that way Delhi is also called rape capital of India.
Totally.
So it's
Yes.
that's such statements you can avoid.
Yes, James.
Okay. Otherwise, it's good. It was a good interview.
Yeah, your answers were positive, your body language is positive, you are smiling
A
more than
little too
necessary.
much.
Huh?
Yeah, that is something
In the
everyone
beginning,
tells
you
me.
were
I was worried.
your smile looked like a fake smile in the beginning.
I wanted to ask, she was the best actress in 2 years.
So
Slowly she goes
yeah,
about.
Yes. At first it was there, then
yes.
later.
So you just take care of these things. Otherwise, it is very. It was an interesting interview.
Okay.
So you are a prospective candidate. What is your optional subject?
Literature, English
It is
literature.
English. Okay. So all the best.
Okay, wish you all the best. Okay.
Okay.